My friend, the world outside is a mirror, ever eager to distract you, to pull you into the illusion of noise, of chatter, of spectacle. But I will show you a secret, a truth that does not demand applause, nor does it shine under the spotlight of others. This truth is quiet, invisible, and powerful beyond measure. It begins when you decide to turn inward, to focus on yourself, and to work not for the eyes of others, but in silence, in faith, in certainty of your own divine imagination. You were not sent into this world to chase approval or applause. You were sent here to discover that everything you could ever desire already lies within you, not outside, not in the opinions of men, not in the judgment of the crowd, but within, where God, the I Am, speaks softly. The one who achieves great things does not always speak of them. The oak tree was once a silent acorn. The rose blooms quietly in the dark soil. You too must return to the root, your own being, and from there begin the silent labor that creates miracles. Stop explaining your dreams. Do not dilute them by seeking validation. Every time you share a seed too soon, the wind may blow it away. Instead, plant it deep in the fertile soil of your imagination, and water it daily with faith. The world rewards results, but God, which is your own wonderful imagination, responds to belief. Not belief in some far-off deity, but belief in yourself, in your assumption of already being the one you desire to be. So do not concern yourself with how things appear. Do not fret when others seem to be ahead, for those who appear loud and celebrated today may vanish tomorrow like mist. But the one who walks in silence, who sows in darkness, will harvest in daylight what the world calls miracles. The masses chatter, argue, boast, and compare. But you are to be different. You are to rise early in spirit and declare within yourself, I am already the person I desire to be. You are to move through your day with dignity, not rushing to announce your progress, but embodying the end as though it were already fulfilled. This is true power, the still assurance that what you have imagined in silence must appear in form. Work hard, yes, but not with the sweat of fear or the anxiety of public approval. Work with joy, with purpose, and with a knowing that the invisible labor of imagination always precedes the visible rewards of the physical world. There is nothing noble about exhaustion for the sake of appearance, but there is majesty in focused, quiet effort that aligns your inner world with the outer. Every time you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are working in silence. You are rearranging the unseen causes. Your imagination is the workshop where God creates, and your emotions are the signal that the seed has taken root. When you imagine with conviction, not hoping, not wishing, but knowing, you are doing sacred work, even if no one sees it. You are not here to announce every move, nor to display your progress for applause. The harvest does not brag about the months it spent in darkness. The flower does not post its growth every hour, and neither should you. The most profound transformations are quiet. The most powerful breakthroughs begin within, where only you and God dwell. So choose now to stop explaining your path. Walk it. Choose now to stop defending your dream. Live it. Choose now to stop sharing every detail of your process. Protect it like a flame in the wind. For when you no longer need others to believe in your vision, that is when your vision begins to manifest. No one needs to understand your hunger. It was not given to them, it was given to you. You are not required to prove your dream to anyone. It is not a committee decision. It is a divine unfolding, and it begins in silence, in the dark chamber of your mind, where you dare to see yourself as already fulfilled. Now listen to me, this is the secret most never discover. The imagination is not idle fantasy. It is creative cause. Everything you see in your world was once imagined, and everything you are imagining now will soon be seen. But the bridge between imagining and becoming is forged in silence. The silence of self-discipline, of inner attention, of unwavering faith. When you focus on yourself, you are not being selfish. You are being responsible. You are saying, I will not outsource my power. I will not give my mind to distraction. I will not feed the opinions of others. I will return to my center. That is the moment your life changes. Not when the crowd cheers, but when you decide to honor your own voice above all others. Speak to yourself like this: I am already who I want to be. I am successful. I am loved. I am radiant. I am powerful. I am wealthy. I am whole. Speak these words in the morning before the world has a chance to shout. Speak them at night when the mind returns to source. These words are not empty. They are seeds, and they do not need announcement. They need faith. Work hard, yes. Give your best. Apply yourself fully. But do it not from desperation or the need to prove. Do it from joy, from love, from the quiet assurance that what you build in secret will be seen in time. When you work in silence, you are cooperating with a law far greater than public recognition. You are cooperating with the law of assumption, which tells you that what you assume to be true, though denied by the senses, will harden into fact. The reason many people never see their dreams realized is not because the dream was impossible, but because they shared it too soon. They sought validation. They allowed doubt to creep in through another's disapproval. But the wise one guards the seed. The wise one says, I know who I am becoming, even if no one else sees it yet. Do not underestimate the power of silence. It is in silence that the caterpillar becomes the butterfly. It is in silence that the artist conceives his masterpiece. It is in silence that your imagination is heard most clearly. When the noise of the world fades, the voice of God, your own I am, can rise. You need not respond to every critic. You need not defend your process. Let them speak. Let them wonder. You have chosen a higher path. You have chosen to focus on your becoming, not your broadcasting. You are not here to impress, but to express. And that expression will be born in time, perfect and undeniable. Every assumption you dwell in, every feeling you embody, is forming your future. And if you persist, not with frantic effort, but with silent inner knowing, your world must conform. It is not optional. It is law. Your outer world is the echo of your inner conversations. What are you whispering to yourself? What are you imagining when no one is watching? Work hard in silence. Focus on your habits, your health, your craft, your imagination. Focus on what you consume, not just with your mouth, but with your mind. What you read, what you watch, what you allow into your sacred temple, all of it shapes you, and no one else is responsible for it. You must protect your peace as fiercely as a lion protects its cub. Success does not need noise. True power does not demand attention. Think of the great ones, those who moved history. Did they scream for recognition? No, they focused on their purpose, and the world made room. So too shall it make room for you when you focus and work in silence. For silence is not emptiness. It is the womb of creation. When you keep your eyes on your own becoming, you stop comparing. You stop measuring. You begin to see life not as a race, but as a revelation. You are unfolding, blooming, awakening. And no flower rushes its bloom because another has bloomed nearby. It simply becomes, and so must you. Every morning you wake, decide again. Decide to be faithful to your vision. Decide to assume the best of yourself. Decide to work, not for eyes, not for praise, but because it is who you are. Do not wait for motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but purpose is eternal. Discipline is sacred, and silence, sweet silence, is the soil in which greatness grows. If you must speak, speak to yourself in love. Speak to yourself in the language of victory, of completion, of success already attained. Speak in inner whispers of gratitude. Thank you, Father, it is done. Speak with conviction, not noise. For noise is often the voice of fear. But when you walk through the world like this, silently powerful, inwardly fulfilled, eyes on your own garden, you become magnetic. Things begin to shift. People begin to wonder. But you do not explain. You continue. You persist. And the world, without even knowing why, begins to adjust itself to reflect your inner world. Focus on yourself. That is not isolation. That is devotion. That is loyalty to your own soul. And work hard, yes, but let it be sacred labor. Let every action be born from the end fulfilled. Let your movement flow from your assumption, and let your assumption remain undisturbed by external conditions. What you build in silence will shout for you in time, but do not rush the shout. Let it rise naturally. Let the evidence of your inner world blossom when it is ready. Until then, keep the secret. Guard it like a jewel. Protect your peace. Nurture your becoming. You do not need to announce. You need only assume. You do not need to prove. You need only persist. For as surely as the sun rises without noise, your dream too shall rise, in perfect timing, in divine expression, and the world will say, how did this happen? But you will know. You will know it happened in the silence where only you and God dwelled. So focus, beloved. Return to yourself. Be still, be patient, work, imagine, persist, assume, and above all do it in silence. Every time you return to the quiet space of your inner world, you are feeding the true source of your transformation. And in that sacred silence, there is no need to rush, no need to explain, no need to seek agreement. The agreement has already been made. Between your present self and your imagined self, you have already seen the end. You have already felt it to be true. Now the only task is to remain faithful to it. As you walk through the world, people will wonder what you're doing. Some will try to distract you. Others will misunderstand your silence. Let them question. Let them gossip. Let them fill their days with noise. That is not your concern. You are not here to be loud. You are here to be clear. And clarity does not scream. Clarity walks with quiet power. You are not chasing what is yours. You are aligning with it. And that alignment takes place in the stillness of your being, in the focused work you do when no one is watching, in the prayers you whisper not with your lips but with your emotional conviction. You are not trying to make something happen. You are letting what already exists become visible through your unwavering faith in its reality. When you work in silence, when you nurture your dream in secret, you become an instrument for divine intelligence. You allow God to work through you. Not the God of dogma or distance but the God of your imagination, the I am within you, which creates according to the pattern you impress upon it. It needs no audience, it needs your belief, and belief is quiet, rooted, unshakable. I say to you, work as though everything you want is already yours. Live as if your vision is already real. Let each small action be sacred, each moment of discipline a declaration. I am already the one I desire to be. There is no striving in this. There is no noise. There is only movement from truth. And yes, there will be moments when doubt creeps in. There will be temptations to compare, to explain, to announce. Resist them, for in the silence, your power grows. Every time you remain inwardly faithful despite outward contradiction, you are building the invisible bridge of assumption that leads to manifestation. Let others post their progress. Let them talk. You are sculpting destiny in the invisible. You are working with eternal laws, not passing trends. And while they seek attention, you seek alignment. While they perform for the world, you prepare for the promise. And so you wake each day with quiet certainty. You tend to your vision like a gardener tends to the soil. You water it with belief, not noise. You feed it with attention, not explanation. And you know that it must grow, because the law of life is simple. What you feel to be true becomes your experience. And what you persist in assuming must show itself in time. You do not need witnesses. You do not need applause. You need only the discipline to return to the vision again and again, until it becomes more real than your current circumstance. That is the true work. That is the sacred labor. And it is always done in silence. So remain steadfast. Hold the feeling. Continue your work. Your silence is not emptiness. It is power in its purest form. It is alignment. It is trust. It is creative command. And when the day arrives, and it will when the world finally sees the fruit of what you built in secret, they will call you lucky. They will call you blessed. But you will know the truth. You simply focused on yourself and worked hard in silence. In that knowing you will smile, not because you finally got what you desired, but because you realize you always had it. You simply became the version of yourself who allowed it to be expressed. That's what working in silence does. It strips away the noise, the pretending, the trying, and reveals the essence of who you truly are, a creator, a chooser, an embodiment of the divine imagination. You must understand, the greatest transformations happen when the world is asleep to your efforts, not because the world is against you, but because your journey is sacred. It is not meant for mass discussion. It is meant for personal revelation. Just as a seed grows best in the dark, moist soil without disturbance, your manifestations grow in the hidden chambers of your consciousness. Guard them. Tend to them. Do not dig them up to check their progress. Do not explain them to those who cannot see them. Remain faithful. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are simply learning to trust the silence, to honor your own inner timing. And in that timing, you are becoming magnetic. Things will begin to come to you. Ideas, opportunities, people. All of it drawn not by effort alone, but by alignment. By the silent language of vibration. The signal that says I already am. Remember this, the quietest people often carry the loudest power. They don't need to shout. Their lives speak. Their peace speaks. Their results speak. And this is the path you are on. You are not here to convince. You are here to embody. You are not here to beg. You are here to assume. And that assumption, once lived in silently, becomes a force of nature. If you find yourself doubting, return to the vision. Don't run to others for reassurance. Run to the inner scene. Feel it again. Live it again in mind. Because your imagination is not idle daydreaming. It is divine construction. It is the architect's plan. And when you return to it, you return to power. The real work is never loud. It's done at dawn, while others sleep. It's done in your breath as you affirm quietly. It is done. It's done while you walk, while you eat, while you move through the world with silent confidence, that what you feel within must take form. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. This is not pretending. This is participating in the divine flow. So keep going. Keep refining yourself. Keep showing up. But do it for you, not for applause, not for attention, and especially not for validation. You don't need the world to believe in you. You need only to believe in yourself. And if you do, you will see something extraordinary. Life itself will bend to your inner conviction. There is nothing more powerful than a soul that is focused and undisturbed. No outer chaos can shake the one who lives from within. No delay can discourage the one who sees the end clearly. No setback can break the one who knows. This too is part of my unfolding. That's you. That's who you are becoming. Or better said, that's who you are revealing. Because you've always been it. Let the world remain noisy. Let the distractions pass you by. Let the opinions come and go. But you stay focused. Stay faithful. Stay quiet. The universe hears you. Life hears you. Your assumption is being recorded. Your vibration is being received. And your reward, inevitable. Now close your eyes once again and dwell in the end. Imagine the scene that implies your wish is already fulfilled. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Now feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude. And know, that is the real work. And the more you do it in stillness, the faster it must appear. You don't have to be loud. You just have to be sure. Being sure is not about shouting your certainty from rooftops. It's about walking through life with an unshakable calm. It's in the way you speak less, but think more deliberately. It's in the way you decline distractions. Not with anger, but with inner clarity. You're not being cold. You're being aligned. You are tuning out the unnecessary, so you can tune into the truth, that your world is you pushed out, and your inner world must always come first. This is why your silence matters. Not because you are hiding, but because you are refining. You are becoming precise, specific, focused. You are no longer spreading your energy thin, chasing every new idea or every flash of attention. You are moving from a place of purpose. That purpose may be invisible to others, but it is luminous within you. And as you water that inner flame daily with intention and devotion, it becomes undeniable. First to you, then to the world. So continue. Continue choosing you. Continue honoring the unseen. While others speak of hustle and chase, you choose harmony and alignment. While others need recognition to feel progress, you need only to feel the truth of your assumption, to know you are progressing. You are no longer measuring by appearances. You are measuring by resonance. And that is the shift that creates all others. There will come a time when the things you once fought for will begin to appear without struggle. Not because you gave up, but because you gave in, to your imagination, to your belief, to your own silent authority. You gave up the noise. You gave up the race. And in doing so you became the one who already has it. That is the essence of power. Not waiting, not trying, but being. Now you move differently. You no longer react to every disturbance. You no longer explain your steps. You know where you're going, even if the path looks invisible to others. And the more you trust that invisible path, the more visible your manifestations will become. This is the paradox. Those who work silently in faith are the ones who see the loudest results. And you realize, your energy is too valuable to be spent on defending your vision. To those who cannot yet see it, it is better spent on embodying it. Quietly, fully each day. You are the only one who needs to feel it. You are the only one who needs to see it within. For as you continue to see it in here, the world out there will adjust. It must, for it is law. You've stopped waiting for proof. You've stopped searching for permission. You have chosen instead to dwell in the end, to act in accordance with your higher self. And in that choice, you've become free. Free from the need for applause. Free from the fear of being misunderstood. Free from the noise. You have learned to be still within. And that stillness,
now governs your life. Let them ask questions. Let them wonder what you're up to. Smile, but say nothing, for your future is not up for discussion. It is for realization. You are not building a show. You are building substance. And substance takes time. It takes solitude. It takes silence. Each time you return to your vision in imagination, you are reinforcing the blueprint of your future. You are feeding it energy. You are confirming to the universe that this is who I am, and in return the universe will arrange the people, places and circumstances to reflect that inner truth. So hold firm, do not waver, and above all, do not rush to be seen. The most extraordinary works of art are created far from the crowd. The greatest victories are born in moments of solitude, and the most powerful transformations happen not when others are watching, but when you are watching yourself. And so, my beloved friend, remember this: your power does not lie in how loudly you declare your intentions to the world, but in how faithfully you live them in silence. You do not need permission. You do not need applause. You only need the quiet knowing that your assumption is truth. And truth does not need to shout. It simply is. Focus on yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of divine responsibility. Work hard, not to prove, but to express your inner conviction, and do it all in silence. For silence is sacred. It is the space where God moves, where imagination creates, where your future is forged in faith. Let the world remain noisy. Let the doubters speak. You stay steady, stay faithful, stay quiet. For what you build in silence, the world will one day call unstoppable. And when that day comes, you will not be surprised. You will simply smile, because you knew it all along. Live now as though it is already done. Walk now as though you already are. And above all, trust that the unseen work you commit to in silence is writing the loudest story of your life. It is done.